Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. I am Brittany Hershkowitz, the CMO of IRCODE. We're so excited to have you guys today. I'm very excited to introduce Lauren Boyman, who is the CMO of KPMG. We're going to have a little chat about AI and marketing, but I'm going to pass it to Lauren to introduce herself.
Hello, it's great to be here with all of you guys. Like Brittany said, I'm Lauren Boyman. I wear a couple of different hats actually at KPMG. So I am the Chief Marketing Officer for the US and the Americas region. But if you haven't noticed, AI is a major trend, and we are going through a major AI transformation within KPMG as well as the overall professional services category. And I am also playing a leadership role within our AI transformation, which we're calling AIQ. And I am leading how we are using AI for marketing and sales and go-to-market transformation.
Awesome. So let's start there, right? And tell us a little bit about AIQ and really what you're focused on.
So AIQ, and we named it specifically because obviously AI is having a major role in transforming how professional services people will get their jobs done and the type of work that we will deliver. But we are a people-first company. Human capital is our special sauce, and the brains and the human intelligence is not something that artificial intelligence can completely replace. So for us, the program was intentionally named in this combination of little a and a big IQ. And that is, again, an intentional sort of design and strategy choice so that we can communicate to our people in the outside world that it's this combination of human and technology. AIQ is also playing a really important role for our firm because our clients are going through the very same thing that we are and are needing a tremendous amount of help and guidance. So AIQ is really the client zero story. So everything we're doing for our marketing function, our HR function, our finance function, all of the different transformations that are happening within different corporate functions, we are packaging that up and telling those stories as part of our AIQ storyline.
That currently, I know if that's working. Andrew? Okay, there it is. I love that personally because I think that that's where AI gets a little confusing, right? You talk about automation, you talk about, will it replace jobs? You talk about all these things, and the human element of it is something that I think a lot of people forget about. So I love that you guys are packaging that up. I think it's amazing. With that, where are you seeing the biggest trends right now when it comes to your clients? Because that must be a little oversaturating for them and overwhelming on what tools to use and how to use them right.
Yeah, we are doing a lot of market tracking and surveying of large and medium-sized companies to understand how they are using AI. And I will say it's a mix. And also from what we're seeing with our own client base, there are some companies that are really all, gung-ho and out there wanting to innovate and be on the front lines. And lots of large companies also are having, a slow start because there are tech risk issues, data issues, cybersecurity, just overall risk appetite in large companies. And, data is really at the core of creating Gen AI that is used productively. And a lot of companies just don't have clean data. And so in order to start on your journey, you need to start with the data hygiene and make sure all of the tagging and metadata is there, and it's all able to then have a Gen AI layer put on top of it. So it's really a mix, but what we help clients with is how to jumpstart, how to get into that game where you are standing up a large language model and putting it in the hands of your entire enterprise in a safe and trusted way so that your data is protected, the clients or customers that you serve, their data is protected. We are lucky enough to have our own AIQ chat is what we call it, our own LLM, which we as an entire company are using in lots of different use cases. So it's a mix, but we are helping our clients on that journey and really to make progress and move into the future because AI is truly where everything is going.
And I think, I'm going to switch more to the marketing side now. I think, you and I probably are both faced a little bit with how we use it in our marketing efforts, right? And when you think about the amount of tools in AI, especially with marketing, it is overwhelming. overwhelming, and it is a balance of how to find the right in between. So I'm really interested to hear, how your perspective is on that and the tools that you're using right now.
Yes, I will tell you that marketing technology is a very crowded space. It has been that way for 20 years, and it's incredibly fragmented, and it is very hard to stitch all of these different tools together, and Gen AI has not made it any easier. But the promise of what I think Gen AI can enable for a marketing function is really tremendous. There's everything from how the creative work gets produced to deciding where to and which customers and which audience and segment to target, and getting more precise with that segmentation. And then the content generation can be sped up and personalized so much more. I mean, we are doing that within the marketing function at KPMG. We have a predictive analytics effort that has helped us to identify threefold who's going to respond to an outreach, an email, an event invitation. And so that helps us raise our brand profile, declutter, to get the right message in front of the right audience. We are also using content generation tool that we have trained on our brand voice, on words, keywords that are prohibited. We've also trained the model on our best performing content. So then what happens is you have a marketer who can get to market with their campaign or their marketing program so much faster. And it has, like wildfire, been adopted by our marketers. They are saying that it is just a complete game changer and so empowering for them to be able to get an idea, have a concept, and then get it to market without having to go through, rounds of design production, just time to get freelance writers to do all of that work. It's all of those tools are in a marketer's hand to get out to market in record time.
I think we're definitely seeing that on the startup side, right? For us, being able to open up new marketing channels through our technology is one thing, but then also when we're really thinking about marketing IRCODE, we're brand new to the game and we need to be efficient, but we also need to be creative and strategic. And we need to think about how it all balances together and comes. So we're really exploring it as well. And I think it's something that should be embraced rather than, scared of, especially from a marketing side.
Yeah.
But you have to know your steps. You have to know the data, to your point. You have to know where to start and what you're trying to do to achieve to really make it beneficial and work in the best fashion, right? I think, one of the questions I wanted to ask you is in terms of what comes next. Where do you see or anticipate AI driving this marketing function forward? Do you think that we're going to see a decrease in the amount of tools, or is it just going to continue to build and hit a pivot or a plateau at some point?
So where I see it going is there may be a lot of different tools or different capabilities, but it is going to be integrated into the workflow. The worst thing is when you have to go to a separate tool or a different platform and figure out how to get that output into what you're working on. Where I see it going and what we're talking to our close, technology partners about is how to embed the right AI or Gen AI into the steps of the process so that it is a more seamless process for a marketer. The other thing that's coming up is agents. 2025 is the year of the agent, and you can have one agent, but I think where we're going is a chain of agents that get things done when a process gets kicked off or a marketer has a strategy that they want to implement. A lot of that is just going to happen with a human in the loop overseeing it, but one agent will sort of kick off the start of another agent. So it'll be this multi-agentic platform that I know sounds like it will be a science fiction movie, but it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of synergies between that agent profile and also human work, right? And so a lot of what you're doing with your clients. I think last question for you to kind of wrap it up is, is there anything that you've seen at South by right now as you've kind of gone through this? I know you guys had your pitch day, so you saw a bunch of new technology kind of coming out. Anything you want to spotlight or anything you saw that really wowed you?
So we are sponsoring the pitch competition and doing that because we, just as a company, KPMG is all about innovation and creative ways to solve problems. But we also have a KPMG Ventures arm that invests in startup companies, and also a KPMG studio that actually helps startups and entrepreneurs to enable their ideas to get to the next level and, act more as a startup incubator. So a lot of folks from our ventures team and startup team, studio team are here and networking. There were amazing stories and entrepreneurs yesterday in the agriculture technology and the medical technology sections. Just too many to name, but just really inspiring and motivating about how the world's problems are going to get solved.
Thank you, Lauren. We appreciate it. And thank you guys for joining us. Our next talk will be at 1 o'clock.